West Point Military College has decided to cancel an award given every year to American citizens who embody the ideals of West Point: duty, honour and courage. Last year it was given to former President Obama. This year it was to have been given to actor Tom Hanks, but it's now been scrapped, and Trump has praised the move, posting on social media, "Important move. We don't need destructive woke recipients getting our cherished American awards." Hopefully the Academy Awards and other fake award shows will review their standards and practices in the name of fairness and justice. So I'm reading about this, Sean, and I'm a little confused. Is Trump happy that West Point have cancelled this award because it's part of his focus on the military, being a Department of War rather than engaging in all these other things, including handing out awards to citizens? Or is he happy the award has been scrapped because he's sick of it going to his opponents?
That's a great question. I think it's a little of the former more than the latter. That look, they want this to be a department, not in each of the branches. I serve on the board of the Naval Academy, so this is obviously West Point, the Army's university. But at the end of the day, we're focused on warfighting and getting the soldiers and sailors that are at these academies ready to address the conflicts and the challenges and the threats that we face. So I support the president's decision there. We should be making warriors, and I think Secretary Hegseth has got that point well done. At the same time, I will say this, and I know this may not be popular with everyone, but as much as I don't like what Hollywood has done and taken advantage of the military, Tom Hanks has really used his platform to bring to light a lot of the challenges and the issues that soldiers face. So, look, I'm torn on this one. Tom Hanks has been obviously a very big champion of the left and woke policies, but at the same time, he has done some good. Where I think the president is right is stopping this pattern. It seems like nobody on the right who fights for the country and survives and shows endurance and perseverance gets the same honor as these woke Hollywood leftists. And so it's the pattern. If it was one for one, I'd be great. I might feel a little different, but I feel like over and over again, we reward the left for all the stuff they say if they do just something good. I'd like to see that change. I think what the president is doing overall and Secretary Hegseth is welcome news.
Well, speaking of woke lefty Hollywood celebrities, you remind me of, unfortunately, Rosie O'Donnell. And she's now fearing that Donald Trump's Supreme Court could revoke her citizenship. Now, she's famously no fan of Donald Trump. In fact, she moved to Ireland when Trump won office to get away from him. But now she's come out with this extraordinary claim that her US citizenship is under threat because of Trump's control over the Supreme Court. Now, I think Trump may have started this. He posted on social media, because of the fact that Rosie O'Donnell is not in the best interests of our great country, I'm giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship. Now, O'Donnell was sceptical that Trump could legally follow through, but now she's saying, well, the Supreme Court is conservative, so they might side with him. I don't think that Trump can seriously or would remove her citizenship. My question for you is, why does Trump engage with these people in the first place? And this is probably my problem with Trump. I think overwhelmingly Trump is a great president, but he can't seem to help himself but tinker around with these trivial issues, poking people who really don't. Who cares what Rosie O'Donnell thinks? Why does Trump waste time on these people?
I know what I get it. I get what your point is, James. I think this is what makes Trump Trump, though. Look, Rosie O'Donnell last week patently lied. She claimed that the shooter in that horrific, tragic shooting at Annunciation Church in Minnesota was a big Trump supporter that was out doing stuff. In fact, it was quite the opposite. That individual was very sick, transgender, wrote "Kill Trump" on the weaponry. So I think it's like Trump loves to troll this. He likes to get out there and kind of create a controversy. There's no question. It's not a question for the Supreme Court. I honestly can't say I'm a Rosie O'Donnell expert, but what I do believe, she was born in America, and therefore she is entitled to citizenship. But Trump loves to engage in this, to your point, because everybody freaks out and it gets them all riled up. And I think it's funny. But at the end of the day, this is so silly. Rosie O'Donnell is a patent liar. She lied about what happened in Minnesota last week, and I think he just enjoys needling her.
Is there another strategy behind what Trump does? And he gets everybody talking about Rosie O'Donnell. Meanwhile, he's moved on and is focusing on the big issues of the country while the Democrats play around in the puddles. Is that part of his strategy, perhaps?
You know what? I can't say I know for certain what his strategy is, but to your broader point, James, this guy knows how to change the narrative and dominate headlines like no one I've ever seen before, ever. Like, think about it. We're talking about this because he sent out a Truth Social post, and suddenly, because he can do that, he's the only politician of either party in modern history that can do this. He owns the narrative. And yeah, sometimes people wonder if it's distracting from something else or if he's just creating a new narrative. But the bottom line is he commands the narrative like no one else.